I am absolutely thrilled to have you here for this explainer. Today, we're taking a massive hit track, one you've probably topped your feet to or seen totally lighting up a dance floor, and we're looking at it through a completely new lens. We are diving deep into the intense, poetic, and beautifully complex lyrics of O Saki Saki from the hit film Botla House. You might think it's just a catchy club anthem, right? But when we actually listen closely to the lyrics, there is a profound story of passion and ultimate devotion hiding right there in plain sight.
Okay, let's dive into this. We're skipping the usual agenda today because I want to immerse you straight into the raw emotion of this track. The lyrics hit you immediately. The river of love says, drown in it. Right out of the gate, this song isn't asking for a casual little romance. No way. It's demanding total consumption. It's setting a tone that is urgent, overwhelming, and beautifully dangerous.
Section 1. The Song and the Stars.
Section 2. Metaphors of the journey, shore and destination.
Now, one of the oldest and most universally understood ways to talk about love is framing it as a journey. It's a classic for a reason. But what this song does so brilliantly is how it assigns very specific, totally inevitable roles to the two lovers on this epic voyage. Just feel the sheer energy in this lyric. I am the shore of your eyes, you are the traveler, I am your destination. It's an incredibly dynamic and irresistible relationship being set up here. The singer isn't just saying, hey, I love you. They are literally declaring themselves as a fundamental force of nature in the other person's life. It's this magnetic pull that simply cannot be ignored. And this brilliantly illustrates the sheer depth of the poetry we're dealing with. The word used here is sahil, which translates to the shore or the coast. But think about it in this poetic context. Being the shore of someone's eyes implies being the absolute ultimate resting place for their wandering gaze. When you are out at sea, just tossed around and lost in the waves, the shore is your sanctuary. It's the place where your search finally beautifully ends.
So on one side we have the musafir, the wandering traveler. A traveler naturally represents movement, searching, restlessness, and, maybe even a little bit of chaos. On the flip side we have the manzil, the destination. The destination is constant, it's waiting, it's fulfilling, and it's absolute. These two concepts perfectly complement and fulfill one another in the narrative of the song. You literally cannot have a traveler without a destination, and a destination has absolutely no purpose without someone journeying toward it.
Section 3. The river of love, immersion, and intoxication. From the solid ground of that shore, we flow right back to elemental metaphors, specifically water and drowning. Revisiting our opening hook, we see the poetry really expand here. The river of love says drown. It tells you to come into my arms. It's a poetic command to just completely surrender. The river isn't something you're supposed to fight against. The lyrics are essentially urging the listener to let go of all their defenses, to totally succumb to the current of this intense passion, and ultimately find ultimate safety in the lover's arms. Now, there is a fascinating paradox here, surrendering to the river. In our everyday waking reality, drowning is a severe danger, right? It represents a terrifying loss of control and a literal threat to life. But in the lush, poetic landscape of this song, drowning is actually the goal. It is a safe, deeply desired state of passion. To completely lose control in the river of love is incredibly to find exactly what you've been searching for all along.
Section 4. The intoxicated heart, the true sharabi.
This whole idea of losing control leads us perfectly into the metaphor of the emotionally intoxicated drunkard, which, by the way, is a very classic and deeply rooted trope in South Asian poetry and music. The song basically challenges the very definition of a sharabi or a drunkard. It asks, what is a drunkard whose heart doesn't? The implication here is absolutely massive. It's arguing that true intoxication doesn't come from a bottle. True world-altering intoxication comes from a heart ruled entirely by love. Basically, if your heart hasn't been completely taken over by passion, you don't even know what it truly means to be intoxicated. And this brings us right to the core of that intoxication. The lyrics state, I want a beloved friend like this, really centering on the word mashuka. We have to understand this isn't just some casual crush. A mashuka is a deeply beloved, profoundly adored figure. She is the literal source of this ultimate intoxication. She is the entire reason the traveler stops wandering in the first place.
Section 5. Rejecting material wealth, ultimate devotion.
So, the crucial point is, as we reach the emotional climax of our thematic arc here, we have to ask, what is the actual cost of this kind of love? What is the lover realistically willing to give up for this level of intoxicating passion? Well, the lyrics boldly lay it out. I don't want money, nor do I want peace. This is a profound, complete, and utter rejection of ordinary worldly desires. Think about what most people strive for in life: financial security and mental stability, right? This lyric boldly declares that both of those things are entirely worthless compared to simply being in the presence of the beloved.
On one side of the scale, we have money and peace, basically the pillars of a normal, comfortable, predictable life. On the other side, we have the lover, the mashuka. The song vividly demonstrates that the value of the beloved entirely outweighs any basic human desire for wealth or even for mental tranquility. The utter chaos of true love is actually preferred over a peaceful but ultimately loveless existence.
This all builds into what we can easily call the lover's ultimatum. To summarize the stark reality presented in the lyrics, the lover actively rejects material wealth, actively rejects mental stability, and demands only one single thing: a deeply devoted lover. It shows the sheer, beautiful, mind-bending sacrifice involved in this level of devotion. It's entirely an all-or-nothing proposition. And that brings us to the ultimate realization of this devotion, that which is sacrificed for you. I want to really focus on the word "bond" here, which means sacrifice. It totally solidifies the theme of ultimate, unconditional devotion that this entire lyrical snippet has been building toward from the very first beat. To be a korban for someone means giving up your very essence for them. It is the destination the traveler was always meant to reach, and it is the exact depth of the river the lover was always meant to drown in. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a final provocative thought. Looking at the beautiful, intricate architecture of these lyrics, we really have to ask ourselves, are we all just travelers, secretly seeking our ultimate destination in love? Are we all looking for that shore where our wandering eyes can finally, peacefully rest? It's truly fascinating how a high-energy dance track can hold up a mirror to our deepest human desires. Next time you hear this song playing, I hope you remember the poetry hidden right there within the beat. Thank you so much for joining me today, and keep exploring the incredible meaning hidden in plain sight all around you.